talk about talk about this one, Joe, a movie that was released in I think 2011. This is a prequel to John Carpenter's movie The Thing, and in this one we find out what all the hullabaloo was about over at the old Norwegian camp, Joe. It turns out it wasn't really a Norwegian camp. There was like maybe two Norwegians over there, then some British guys, some American, African American, just one though, and a dog. Not the same type of dog that's right there that was in the last movie and the first movie. Looked
Mhm.
different. I don't know what they were thinking, but maybe we'll get into that. So, in this one, the old Weegians find a spaceship buried in the snow, and this time we actually go underneath the snow and see the spaceship because it's 2011 and those were the days, still are the days where we just use CG to show you that shit. So we go underneath, see their Independence Day or ID4 as I call it, spaceship, and there's a monster. They unfreeze him, bring it back to the camp. It starts melting. The monster pops out, and now they gotta romp around the fucking facility looking for this monster. Who's the monster? Am I the monster? Are you the monster? Hey, you got any fillings in that mouth? Let me see. We're not gonna do the blood test in this with the hot wire poker and sticking the blood because they did that in the last movie. But hey, all this other stuff we're doing, they did in the last movie too. Shut up, you. Open your mouth and let me see your fillings. So they do that, and then a bunch of just awful, awful, terrible CGI monsters are just romping around, being an effects guy, practical effects, making masks and all that shit, of course I'm not the biggest fan of CGI, but I can appreciate it. It's a tool in your filmmaking toolbox like everything else is. However, this stuff was just not done well at all. There were composite shots where they put like the human actors and blend it with the CG, and you can tell it's two different layers. The coloring's all off, and it just looks not good. Very, you hear this, oh, it looked like a video game cutscene. It looked like a video game cutscene from two different systems layered on top of each other to try and make one fucking monster composite. It was very, very unappealing to the fucking eyes. And I think it was Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr., their company, and all the people they had working for them at the time made these fucking great monster appliances and like actual practical monsters that did shit. The designs, they are what they are. I think the designs of the monsters look a lot better in the thing, but designs aside, they looked good and they were real. They looked much better than the CGI that they ended up using. So they built all this stuff. And I guess the producer said, fuck you, we're doing it CGI. Okay. So that's what we got. And it's another one of these movies where, well, I know I've seen the movie that comes after this because this is a prequel, so I know what's gonna happen. But they kind of cheap out with, "Oh, mate, we'll let the lady live, and then you find out who the helicopter people were from the other one, and it's who gives a fuck because it's a totally different looking dog running away. And in the end, we got you know, a pretty garbage ass forgettable fucking movie that the only reason it has anything anywhere is because it has the thing named to it. Contrary though, like I do with all of these, again, Thursday night is the movie night with my mom. So she watched this one. She had a great time with the last one, the John Carpenter one. She had a great time with that one. She liked this one too. She had a good time with it, and she was going, "Oh, the jump scares and all that." So I guess for your average moviegoer, non-horror fan, this was a fine movie that will never be watched again by them. But yeah, it's just a bunch of who gives a fuck because of that awful, ugly CGI just fucks everything up. If it wasn't for that and they used the practical effects, we would have an okay movie. It wouldn't be fucking great. It wouldn't be like, oh, you gotta see this, but it would be better than what we fucking got. Granted, it's hard to live up to what fucking John Carpenter made before this, but man, this is just lousy, lousy shit. So, Joe, now I'm going to pause for a couple seconds and let you talk about this movie.
So, Tom, yeah, I agree with just about everything you said there. A little bit more on the story. So, these Norwegians, not being good at science, I guess, call in this young, cute girl, science lady, to come and advise them. But as soon as she does, they just shut her down. Hey, shut up. All right, woman. Don't contradict me, woman. And she's just there pretty much for that person and to carry the film. She is the lead in this. And one of the things I mentioned about the Carpenter film is that everybody sold it. You know, they were perfect for their role. They they made you believe, yeah, this could be this person, you know, at this facility or whatever. You know, they're kind of like already on each other's nerves as anybody would be from working in a place like that and just stuck with each other. Nobody in this one had any kind of authenticity like that. I didn't believe for a second that any of them would be working in this field, in this place, that they were, you know, doing the job that their roles, you know, said they were. Uh, and because of that, I really didn't give a shit. You know, everything that Carpenter did, like building the paranoia, they tried to do that here. Hey, any one of us could be this thing. So what? Who cares? Um, there is stuff that's just, you know, like you said, it's shot for shot. Like, okay, you're not making a remake here, or wait, are you? Because this is the exact same thing, you know, down to the flamethrower not working. Now, you know, it's framed like we're all standing around this alien body, you know, it's the same shots. And it's like, well, why? This is not a remake. That's what you were saying. This is not a remake. This is a prequel. You fucking managed to do both, but you managed to do both very, very poorly. And like Tom said, like, oh, we didn't kill the girl. You know, we didn't kill her. Well, what the fuck happened to her? She just froze out there. They don't know. They don't show it. Uh, yeah, this is just that's not a good movie. You know, and I know it has some defenders, you know, saying, "Oh, well, people don't like it because the other one was so good." Yeah, the other one was so good. So you definitely have something to live up to when you're trying to make something, you know, that's connected to it. No. Didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just really who gives a fuck? I saw this in the theater. I don't remember a lot of people being there. On the way home, I got a flat tire. It was one of these midnight showings the Thursday before. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have the tools to switch it. I had to call AAA. And then the guy came out and got the spare or whatever the fuck on there. I was like, God damn it, I don't have any cash on me. He was like, oh, that's all right. There's a gas station up there. You can just you follow you up there and you can go to the ATM. Fucking made him sure he followed me to that gas station, Joe. It was fine. I appreciated it, so I didn't mind doing it. But still, it was just like, you motherfucker. And I forgot to pull it before we did this whatever this is here. They were promoting this heavily at comic shops by sending comic shops these paper bags that they you can put your purchases in that said the thing only in theaters whenever the fuck. So I'll pull that out and throw it into the mystery box of shit. So you'll know what one of the things are if you enter the contest and win. But yeah, a lot of just who gives, who just yeah, you fucked up and you fucked up. I guess all the practical effects that were unused in this movie they used in the movie Harbinger Down, which I remember you watching and not saying great things about.
Yeah.
So there's that. If you go on YouTube or search unused things again 2011, I think there's a video of like all their behind the scenes footage of them making the shit and doing this stuff and all that. So that is watch that instead of this fucking movie for sure. Unless you've never seen it and you just have to. That's the only people I can recommend watching this movie. Or if you don't watch fucking horror monster movies and you might like it. My mom did. Tee hee hee hee. But for me, this is a no for me, dog. Sorry.
Yeah.